Grab your journal when manifesting your dream man. This episode isn't just for the women that are actively looking to find the love of their life. This episode is also for the women who have already found the love of their lives, but they are just wanting to manifest some new and improved qualities into that partner. Or perhaps you've just gone through a breakup and the last thing you want to do is think about a new relationship. This episode is definitely for you, so make sure you stick around for the whole episode because it's all going to make so much sense. You're going to know exactly what you need to do. This applies to the women where the end goal is love. If your end goal is not love, then skip this episode because this is not for you. But if that does sound like you, then stick around. Like I said, make sure you lock in until the end because this one is a good one and it's all coming up right now. Hi, welcome back to the Vibration Vault. My name is Alia Zare. I help women all over the world navigate their love life in a more feminine way. So if that sounds like something that you want to do, make sure to subscribe to stick around. Okay, let's begin. So first things first is you have to program your mind to be able to recognize him. So your RAS, which is your reticular activating system, is kind of a little bit like your personal assistant. It filters out unnecessary information and it's going to highlight and focus on the information that it thinks is important. So when you journal about your dream man, what you're really doing is just training your brain to be able to recognize your dream man in your 3D reality. The thing is, he could have been right in front of you this whole time, but if your brain doesn't know what it's looking for, you would miss him every single time. But once you've written about him in detail, in the correct format and the correct way, like we're going to cover in this episode, then he's going to stick out to you like a neon flashing light. After you've written your own personal version of what we're going to cover in this episode, your RAS is going to block out any man who doesn't align with the characteristics and the person that you've written about and highlight the one that does. Let me give you an example. Have you ever ordered something online and then you've just completely forgotten about it and then bam, one day, it's there, on your doorstep? Well, that's exactly how I met my man. Except it wasn't a parcel that was on my doorstep. It was this 6'2", handsome man with piercing eyes, beautiful teeth in my parents' living room when I came home to visit them. No makeup, no warning, no forcing, just divine timing doing its beautiful thing. I had this crazy feeling when I met him. It was like this crazy sense of familiarity, like I had already known him for a very long time, and the only reason why he was even in the house in the first place was because my dad is his mentor in business. I've never actually seen him in the house before. After this encounter, obviously, me being me, I run to my journal and I start flicking through the pages. Lo and behold, in front of me is this journal entry. It explained why I felt this overwhelming sense of familiarity. I had already met him once on paper and for the second time in the flesh. And that's exactly how you will feel once you journal and manifest your dream man. You're not going to be second guessing and doubting, and you're not going to have any uncertainty around it. You're going to feel this insane pull and familiarity towards them, where you are so certain and no one else can tell you anything, and that man will be so certain of you as well. So how do you write about him in detail without missing out all of the important bits? Easy. You need to get vividly and wildly descriptive on what your non-negotiables are. So how do you find out what your non-negotiables are? If you are someone who has been in previous relationships, then look at all the good from that relationship. Was he a loyal man? Was he a family man? Did he come from a good family? Do you want a man who is from a good family? Because maybe you weren't from a good family. Is it that you want a man who is close to God? Is it that you want a man who is wealthy? Do you want a provider man? Do you want a man who has a flexible work schedule? Do you want a man who is a worker or he owns his own business? Do you want a man who is clingy, or do you want a man who is very independent, or do you want a man that is the mixture of them both? If you are someone who prioritizes looks, then you need to write that down. And it's not just looks, it's to the T and very specific of what your non-negotiables are. If you are someone that can't date or be with someone that has disgusting teeth, let's say, or hygiene, you need to be writing, he has perfect teeth, he has perfect hygiene. Think about what your non-negotiables are and really hone in on it. For now, all I want you to do is write a list of those. Now, this isn't about being superficial, it's about getting crystal clear on what you want so your RAS knows what to bring you, and that way you never feel like you've compromised in your relationship. So, the next step, you need to write it down as if it's already happening. It's already happened, it's in the present tense. What's really important here is to remember, your journal is not a wish list. It's not a shopping list. Your journal is a script, and you, my love, are the main character. So make sure that you're not writing in there, I hope to meet a really nice man one day. I hope he will be kind and generous. No, you have to get vividly and wildly descriptive, and don't leave out any details, because the last thing you want to happen is your dream man come into your life and then all of a sudden he's a provider, he's tall, he's got great hygiene, but his voice tonality is high-pitched like a 13-year-old girl. Now, the reason why I'm stressing not to leave any details is because I used this same method when I was journaling for my dream apartment, and I ended up getting my dream apartment in London. However, I wrote, I have my own modern bathroom, and that's exactly what God gave me, my own modern bathroom, but what I meant to write is ensuite. So get very, very vividly and wildly specific. So, back to your non-negotiables. With these non-negotiables, I want you to think of a dream scenario with your partner. This could be a luxury holiday that you are both taking. This could be a easy Sunday morning that you are both spending together in your mansion. Let me give you an example. If you are someone that is after a provider man and a luxury lifestyle and you want that nice, high, rich life, then you might want to take the example of the perfect trip that you are taking with your partner. Maybe he's surprising you. What car is he driving to the airport? Is he the one driving to the airport? Or does he have a driver? Who packed your suitcase? Did you pack your suitcase? Did he pack your suitcase? Or does he have a maid that's packing your suitcase? What are you wearing to the airport? Are you wearing a dress? What brand is the dress? What shoes are you wearing? What is he wearing? What do you feel when you're looking at him? What does he feel when he's looking at you? And remember those non-negotiables. So if you are someone who, let's say, a non-negotiable is physical touch and words of affirmation, then you would write in your script that he is touching your arm gently, or he's touching the middle bit of your back and guiding you into the car. He's opened the car door for you. He has his hand on your thigh and he lowers his gaze at any other woman that ever comes by. You are getting vividly and wildly descriptive with your scenario whilst incorporating your non-negotiables and written in the present tense. It's really important when you are scripting that you are not just scripting about how you are feeling. It's important that you are scripting about how he feels when he is looking at you. What is his thought process? Go through that. He looks at me as the driver pulls up and he is mesmerized. I can see the love deeply in his eyes. He is obsessed with me. He is kind to me. He has expensive taste for me. Now, the magic ingredient when you are scripting is to use superlatives. So superlatives are the highest form of a word. So big, would be biggest, strong would be strongest. You get what I mean. Now, why do you have to script using superlatives? So the universe is very specific. Like I mentioned earlier, when I wrote about my own modern bathroom, thinking that would obviously mean an ensuite because it's my own, no. So if you write he's kind of smart, no, you have to write he is the most intelligent man to me. When you write like this, the universe is going to bring you the highest caliber of man for you. The next step is keep journaling, even if you are not actively looking for a man. Now, I see women do this all the time. They only pick up their journal and start scripting when they want something. But journaling isn't just about calling in your dream man. It's about aligning yourself with the version of you that attracts that dream man effortlessly. And like I mentioned earlier, if the end goal is love, then what it's also going to do when it's aligning you to attract your dream man is also align you with opportunities that help you become that type of woman that's going to attract your dream man in your own divine timing. Let me give you an example. Let's say you want a dream provider man who loves you and adores you, but he also loves to travel the world. But you also want to retain your independence. So although right now you're not actively looking for a man, when you journal about manifesting your dream man, energetically you're going to feel a shift within you to want to start this new business. And then when you start that new business and the business is running and it's on its feet, that is probably when God will bring you your dream man in divine timing, because of course now you can go and travel with him, but you can still retain your financial independence within the relationship. And that's when you do meet him, it's going to feel like the perfect timing. It's going to feel like the right person at the right time, and that is divine timing. The next thing that is crucial for me to cover, especially if you are currently in a relationship, be careful what you wish for. Now, here's where it gets really real. Let me give you an example. If you are currently in a relationship and you just want to journal and manifest some new and amazing qualities to see in your partner, and you start journaling about your man, you start writing about your man who has currently a wandering eye and he's not loyal and he's cheated on you before, or all of these things, and you are writing in the present tense, he only has eyes for me, he loves me, he adores me, he respects me, he is patient with me, he loves to spoil me, he has expensive taste for me. Now, sometimes this does work, and I have had women use this with their partners, and to be honest, I manifest a lot of qualities I want to see in my partner all the time. But like I mentioned, you have to be careful what you wish for, because sometimes God will take and remove the entire person altogether, because at the core of it, you can't change someone's core values. So if he actively has no intentions of changing and he doesn't want to change, and his core values are not values that align with who you are now, then, like I said, God will remove that person and bring you someone new, all in good timing. So sometimes things might feel like your world has to completely crumble before it can come together, but that's where you really have to learn detachment. Once you've put your order in, like you do an order for your makeup, you know it's going to arrive. That's how you need to detach when you journal. Just like I did when I met my partner. He literally showed up in my living room unannounced, and I was there completely stripped back, chill clothes, wet hair. I had just had a shower. It was crazy. But if that happens, it's not rejection, it's redirection. Be grateful. Say thank you. This is something that is so powerful. And once you learn how to do this, you can manifest anything effortlessly with your feminine energy. I have manifested apartments. I have manifested my partner. I have manifested my career. I have manifested money. I have manifested trips and so many other things. If you are taking this really seriously and maybe you want some extra help to make sure that this is done correctly and personalized to you, then the link is in the description down below. There's more information on my Stan store on how you and I can work together to script this and manifest this dream man to you. If you are deciding to do this independently, then just follow the steps in this episode and just know, once you have written it in your journal, your dream man has already been ordered. He is on his way and he's going to come to you in his own perfect divine timing. So that is a wrap for today's episode. If you loved today's episode, then you are going to love all of the other episodes on my channel, so obviously be sure to check those out. So I'll either see you over there at my other episodes, or I'll just see you next time. I love you. Bye.